So what is comprehensive planning and why do you need it? Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to bundle that together. We help you with how to manage your investments so that actually you can fund your goals. So if you think about it, you've been saving all this money for a reason, and we're trying to help you use that either for an income in retirement. Perhaps you're going to use it to pay for college. You're going to try to figure out how to pay for things like that you want to do, maybe take a trip in retirement. And so we actually provide you a nice financial plan after gathering data from you. But what we're trying to do is interactively help you make decisions, because we want you to make informed decisions about what's going to help you achieve the things that you want in life. And so this is an example. This is Frank and Joanna Miller. They're a sample client. And what we're trying to do is show interactively how they can make their money last. And so if we're thinking about retirement, their money is going to last, their assets going to last until age 87. Okay, so reality is a lot of times people are living longer and longer, so we want to try to make sure your money lasts into your 90s, or based on your a reasonable expectation. And so in this case, what we're saying is that they probably won't make it. They're going to run out of money when they're older. In this case, they have a house. They'll probably be forced to liquidate their house to raise cash. And so we want to actually make informed decisions. And so this actually helps us to do that. So for example, if we were to say, we want to try to make sure they can have the money last longer, well, we can change their living expenses, and you can see the impact there. So 1.4, almost $1.5 million is gained by thinking about that. But what if they wanted to spend $10,000 in travel? Well, that has an impact too. So maybe instead of having, maybe they didn't lower their expenses, but yet they wanted to take the $10,000 a year in travel, it's going to lose about $400,000. And in that case, they're going to have negative assets pretty much when they're getting older. In this case, the money's only going to last to 84. We're also thinking about things like college funding. How do you pay for college? So in this case, we're looking at their son going to an expensive school, like an elite school. It's $75,000 a year. Well, what if we went to a state school instead? We could look at that and see the impact. So that actually picks up some years. We put that in combination with other things. We can figure out how it all works. In this case, maybe we want to say, okay, what if we want to have Lucas go to that school, but maybe we're going to downsize our home? What's the impact? Okay, so you can see that interactively. We can see now that the money is going to last, gaining $1.5 million. Again, if we couple that with lowering some expenses, that should make their money last till age 100. So the idea is we're trying to help you figure out what it means for you, and that's what we talk about when we do comprehensive planning. But in this case, we're talking about blending the investment management along with financial planning.